All right. Ooh, we've got a great video for you guys today on, we're going to be touching on emerald cuts. We're going to be showing you 4 different emerald cuts and how their optical results correlate to their ASET results. Okay, and just a little refresher for you guys who are, visiting our YouTube channel for the first time. We have an extremely different business model than the rest of the internet does. Okay, on the internet, when you check out with a diamond, that's it. It's assuming all the service is over. You've looked at a bunch of images online, and you've made your decision to make a purchase, and you buy, and then the diamond shipped to you when you look at it. And most people don't know what they're looking at, and there's a lot that can't be judged from paper. I don't care whether it's a IGI report, a GIA report, a GCal report, or whatever report accompanies the diamond. There are aspects that we deem absolutely necessary to inspect and review before we ship a diamond out to our clients. Okay, and what you're going to be getting a taste of today is our vetting process. So on other websites, when you check out with a diamond, the diamond gets sent to you, and that's it. That's the end of it. And then you either keep it or you don't keep it. With us, when you check out with the diamond by default gets sent here to our laboratory. I happen to run one of the most advanced laboratories in the United States when it comes to diamond grading and diamond vetting. We have well over $100,000 in lab equipment here that we do this with. But one of our most important analysis is, why do people buy diamonds? You buy them because you want something that's going to be beautiful to look upon for the rest of your life, to conjure up and remind you of this special time in your life, the time when you're getting engaged to be married, so we take this very seriously, and most of our clients do. So in any case, in the world of lab-grown diamonds, we have a client we're serving right now who's looking at 5-carat sizes. And we can, if you go online and look at diamonds on the internet in 5-carat and emerald cut, or really any size, you're going to find pricing all over the place. You may find pricing $2,000 in around that neighborhood, plus or minus. And then there are 5-carat emerald cuts that are in the mid-teens. Okay. Now, the ones that we're looking at here represent a large gap when it comes to value. And there's a number of things that go into determining value in lab-grown diamonds and what separates the least expensive from the rarest and most valuable. Okay, and one of those things happens to be cut quality. And we take that seriously here. I happen to hold a number of patents on fancy shape ideal cuts because I've worked and I have worked and continue to work with the scientists in the major laboratories on producing what we deem and know to be the most beautiful. So when I refer to ASET results, I'm referring to these images that we're observing of the emerald cuts here. And you'll notice that these 2 emerald cuts on the right-hand side have very similar results. And these 2 on this side, very different. Okay? A brief overview of ASET. I know I got to make a more detailed video. You got 4 colors going on in an ASET image. Red, blue, green, and white. Okay? White is indicative of light leakage. Okay? So these areas right here, I'm just going to point out. In the corners of these emerald cuts, you got some areas of light leakage. Okay? They're minor, relatively speaking. Okay? But that's what that color is. It represents light that is coming from the top of the diamond and just escaping through the bottom. Okay. Green represents reflections that are entering the diamond from a 0 to 45 degree angular spectrum. Okay. Or reflections that are coming in off of walls if you're in a room, or off the horizon if you're outside. It's generally the sources of weak to dull illumination. So, think about it. When you're standing in a room, your brightest reflections of light are not coming off the walls, unless you got light bulbs on your walls for one reason or another. But those are rare instances. So, 0, by the way, ASET is the abbreviation for Angular Spectrum Evaluation Tool. So green would cover the angular spectrum from 0 to 45 degrees. Okay? Greens are okay, they're better than white, but sometimes can be as ineffective as whites or light leakage. Okay? Now, when we have reflections entering the diamond from the 45 to 75 degree angular spectrum, those are going to be your sources of bright white light. And in ASET results, bright white light that's coming in and being reflected out of the diamond. So the reds in these ones here on the left, that's good to see. And I mentioned in the video when we're doing the comparison, these aren't total train wrecks when it comes to cut, but it's a world of difference when we're visually looking at these two. Notice that these two on the right have beautiful saturations of reds under the table facet, extending into the north and south regions of the diamond, which you can see here in the ASET results. And note these diamonds, there is some red going on under the table, but the north and south regions are green or pale bluish, pale reddish. And those pale colors represent weak light return. All right. So we covered white, we covered green, we covered red, and lastly to be covered is blue. Blue is representative of, when we're looking at a diamond here in front of our face, your head and body shadow reflects in the diamond. You're part of the environment before the diamond also. So unless you're wearing an Elton John jacket with light bulbs on it, you're a poor source of illumination. In fancy shaped diamonds, the blues can be indicative of head-body shadow. That's what it's supposed to represent, but it's not always the case, and why we like to visibly inspect what it is we're selling. Okay? Just looking at a piece of paper that says XX isn't showing you these things. All right? So I want you to get that out of your head. All right? Because it's not accurately, a piece of paper can't accurately tell you just how beautiful or not a diamond is. All right. And, and believe me, GIA is trustworthy, and all these, and AGS is trustworthy, and GCAL is trustworthy. IGI is also, for a good part of the diamond is trustworthy when it comes to clarity and color. But when it comes to cut quality, none of them are showing these kind of things, which is why this is important. So blues, like I was saying, blues are indicative of head-body shadow, but don't always translate to darkness or over-darkness. It depends on what other colors are surrounding the blue. And we're going to take a look at that in just a second. So in our process of, in the process of Distinctive Gems business model, when a client checks out with a diamond, that you'll check out with it like you normally would. You put in your address and all that fun stuff, and whether you're going to pay on a credit card or a bank wire transfer is your choice. We take it all, including Zelle and Venmo and everything else. But the diamonds get sent here first. We vet it. we share the ASET results with our clients is one thing. There's a number of things that we share, but this is one of the most important things. And then you're going to see in the second part of this video how these ASET results correlate to visual observation, okay? Because the only technology that you have are these, okay? And we want to make sure that what you're spending your hard-earned capital on will please your eyes, okay? And if that ain't happening, this ain't happening. All right, so there's my introduction. In the first we're going to be looking at the first comparison is going to be between this 5 carat. It's a 5 carat EVVS2, and this is a 480 EVVS2. All right. So we're going to be taking a peek at these. The 480 is a 1.5 to 1 ratio. The 504 is a 137 to 1 ratio, so a little stubbier. The second comparison is going to be between a 510 EVVS2, this one here, versus a 5.5 carat FVS1 in this one. So this is going to be it's a great video for comparison, and I thought I'd give you all that preamble. It was up on our original YouTube channel, which was hacked into, so I figured I'd do this over again because it emphasizes the importance of diamond vetting and why it is we do what we do and why people on the forums talk about us and recommend us. So, on with the show. Okay, so we're going to be looking at some emerald cuts here with varying ASET results. This one here is the 480. Okay, look at that, and you got beautiful bright reflections happening all over the place there. All right, and then here is the 504. Okay, so in this one we can see, once again, it's not a train wreck, but you have more darker areas within the diamond. You could see it. And those are this is how ASET results correlate to what we visibly see. Look at the step patterning on this one, the bright white light coming off of the step facets. That's what we want an emerald cut to look like. This one here, you got you got darkness that's happening, some darkness. There is white reflections that are happening. But as I move this diamond before me, I see that darkness in the middle there. I don't care for that. When I look into an emerald cut, I want to see that bad boy lighten up. All right. So, by the way, this was the least expensive emerald cut. Okay. So, once again, not a train wreck, but look at all the white light coming out of that bad boy. All right. So this is comparison number 1. Ooh, I can't wait to show you and look at how the upper regions are reflecting light to the north and south regions of the stone. Let me see, is it happening? And it's not happening in this one, really. No. All right, so really good comparison here. All right, let's go to the next comparisons. This is going to be a fun one for you, too. Alrighty, and as we move on to the next 2 emerald cuts, we're looking at the second emerald cut that was another one that was a lesser expensive emerald cut. Alright, sun's coming out too. But the best lighting really for looking at brightness and contrast is here in the shade. So let me show you what we're comparing this one to. Look at all those facets lighting up. All right, now I'm gonna let you in on something. Now the person who I called these in for, I'm posting this up really more so as an educational video because we're gonna be putting ASET images and whatnot with this. But the thing I want to point out to you in this comparison here. All right, so when I was calling these in, I was calling in a 5 carat. And it just happened to be with another distributor. My cutters sent me in a 5.5 carat for you for this client. You gotta love it. So it's a beautiful, superior 5.5 carat FVS1, and absolutely stunning optics on this. Just beautiful. They're all lighting up beautiful. North, south sides, and east-west. Absolutely gorgeous. 5.5 FVS1. This is another 5 carat. This 5 carat, which one? This is an IGI 5 carat. And as you can see with the ASET results up on the screen, it's not, you know, it doesn't got it going on. Once again, I'm going to say not a train wreck, but, you know, golly, if you had to choose, there's no comparison. You know, it's an easy choice. I love how the steps light up on this across the belly and on the north-south ends as well. Just beautiful. All right, so we're going to forward this over to our client. Pretty easy to see the differences in these diamonds. Wow, it's not even a comparison. So in any case, woohoo! We're looking at it in the best lighting possible. And there you go.